Hello there. Let me start by saying that you have made the right decision in choosing this resilience training course. During the next 6 lessons, we will present and provide methods for improving how you deal with upsetting or stressful situations. Many people are finding it increasingly challenging to get through their days as the world continues to throw problems in their path. But there are ways to become more resilient to the worst aspects of life, and we hope to provide guidance for you right here. But what exactly do we mean when we talk about resilience and the training to become better at it? Resilience refers to how an individual reacts to adversity and adapts to a situation accordingly. The South African political leader Nelson Mandela once famously said, "Do not judge me by my success, judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again." This is the key to resilience, which can bring new opportunities and chances for success to those who master it during the worst times. Nobody has a perfect life, and all of us will face events that can affect us badly on an emotional level. The strength of resiliency will be apparent in the way that someone handles these moments. Challenging situations could pave the way for new opportunities, and great success can come from dealing with low points. Stress and adversity can originate from unavoidable or unforeseen circumstances, such as bereavement, relationship breakdowns, illness or injury, job loss or employment concerns, and financial worries and outstanding debt. However, it would be unfair to assume that every person inherently has the instant ability to shrug adversity off and to simply grin and bear it. This is poor advice because every individual has factors in their life that will directly affect their ability to deal with adversities. These will include personal elements such as genetic makeup, childhood development, life experiences, cultural background, spiritual beliefs, support network, coping methods, psychological outlook, humor and disposition. Variations in each of these factors will determine a person's natural resiliency. For instance, a person who has experienced a troubled childhood may find it especially difficult to deal with adversity in later life. Another person may be genetically prone to depression, but look to spirituality to justify their problems. The combinations are as endless as are the number of people with significant issues in their lives. When a person has these factors in their life, some of which can adversely affect their resilience, the principle of positive psychology can help them overcome difficulties in this area. This is the practice of focusing on strong human emotions during a situation which are associated with positive aspects of existence, such as joy, calmness, gratitude, passion, love, pride, amusement, inspiration, awe. Concentrating on the good aspects of a bad situation, experience can accentuate feelings that are conducive to well-being, satisfaction, and physical health. A person can train themselves to think in this way automatically. This can help them reach long-term goals and persevere through problematic situations with the promise of an eventual positive outcome. It is essentially a learned form of optimism. One important aspect of positive psychology is identifying and emphasizing character strengths. These are individual qualities that a person will display with emotions and decisions during significant activities. Certain characteristics exhibited during moments of adversity can be signs of great resiliency and help support everyone involved. The most desirable and useful characteristics that can help levels of resiliency in an individual are showing resourcefulness during moments of stress, finding and using available support, displaying curiosity and intelligence, offering compassion and empathy, having good recall and memory, never denying or ignoring external influences, exhibiting high standards of morality and ethics, owning accountability and responsibilities, possessing analytical thinking, putting the needs of others first, learning from new experiences and gaining skills. There are particular types of characteristics that can be significantly influenced or heightened by cultural or spiritual backgrounds. If harnessing these characteristics can help you increase your resiliency, then they should also be embraced. These can include having a profound sense of self-awareness and identity, acknowledging an inner fighting spirit that refuses to give up, tap into primal energy or the qualities of a personal animal spirit, work on developing qi, the Chinese form of internal. Optimism itself can be a surprisingly effective tool to use when it comes to facing adversity. Some people consider an optimistic approach to life and situations unrealistic or frivolous. They may argue that the best case scenario should not be constantly anticipated and can lead to disappointment and other negative emotions in the long term. Experts in many fields usually advise preparing for failure or having contingencies. However, remaining optimistic can significantly strengthen resiliency. As a rule, an optimistic person will see adversity as a temporary condition. They believe that things will get better and continue to act during challenging times because of that belief. Optimism can also have the following effects. A person will attempt to solve problems rather than ignore or deny them. A person will look for a positive meaning and reason for adverse situations. A person will accept negative situations and look at them as learning experiences. A person will deal with stressful moments with calmness and good humor. A person will look after their physical well-being and have a better immune response. Going through a distressing or traumatic experience is likely to change a person's attitude and even their personality to some degree. In the long term, this may lead to them becoming more capable of dealing with adversity in the future. This psychological transition is a form of enhanced resiliency known as post-traumatic growth. This can also help them gain a greater appreciation of life and compassion in their future approach to all types of circumstances which they may have previously found challenging. People with resiliency are likely to develop specific skills to help them deal with adversity and setbacks. One particular set of skills are known as the prevention activities, which can be used to reduce risks and threats in a situation. There are three main types. Primary prevention, looking to stop an adverse event before it occurs, such as refusing to participate in a dangerous endeavor. Secondary prevention, acting to minimize the impact of an adverse event, such as halting the spread of an accidental fire. Tertiary prevention, stopping ongoing and unnecessary negative influences from continuing in the aftermath of an adverse event, such as controlling overreactions from occurring in a workplace after a mistake. There are also other approaches that people with strong resilience will take automatically when in potentially adverse situations. Rather than obsessing about a problem and its impact, they will focus on different strategies with specific objectives. These strategies will be risk-focused, reducing vulnerabilities and removing potential hazards; asset-focused, increasing the number and quality of resources; process-focused, strengthening any protective systems and identifying weaknesses. In this lesson, we have taken a look at the meaning of resiliency and what it means to deal with adversity and setbacks. We've also covered some of the approaches that can be made to improve these aspects. Keep on watching, and in the next lesson, we'll move on to examine some of the biological and environmental factors that can affect our resiliency.